So I wanted to break down one of my favorite reps from today in day one of the Senior Bowl, which is from the American teams one-on-ones with Mason Taylor and Wisconsin safety Hunter Wohler. Just to kind of show you the different aspects that go into a route, both for tight ends and wide receivers, as well as the kind of athleticism and route running ability that Taylor is working with, especially in such a big frame and for a guy who is such a capable blocker. Um, so pretty much there's three parts of a route, right? You have the release, you have the stem, and you have the break. So when you're not being pressed like this, when you have space, you end up in what's called a secondary release, which basically moves the point of your normal release later. So like if he were pressed up, he'd be right here on the ball, and the release point would be here. But since he's an off, obviously tight ends don't get pressed a ton. Your release point is out here, uh, but it's pretty much the same deal. So once he gets near that secondary release point, he's going to tempo up his route, slow down a little bit so that he can keep the defender honest. If the defender can key in on his speed in that early release, then he can more effectively get in the way and sort of slow down uh, that release, that secondary release, and stop him from effectively and smoothly getting into his stem and then his break. So once he does that, keeps the defender honest, it puts him in position to get that inside leverage off that release point, which allows him to snap in or to lean in and snap it off, get in better position. So as you can see, once he gets here, the defender's going to try to get hands on him and slow him down, obviously. But he uses that outside arm to disengage and clear the inside hand of Wohler and prevent him from getting any good contact, right? So at this point, he's still clean and able to continue at full speed. So once you get past that release point here, you get into the stem, and what he's going to be doing on this over route is what's known as a stair step, which means he's going to lean in here and then snap it off. Right? Lean it in, get him a little bit influenced vertically, and snap it off. And so what Taylor really does a nice job of here is kind of showing off the speed, right? Once he is able to get into that break, he's able to run away and get into position to catch this ball. Just, a really nice display in all three phases of, not just technique, but foot quickness, agility, change of direction, and then top end speed. We can watch the route here at full speed just to give you a better sense. You get the release, you get the snap, you get the catch point. Mason Taylor, man, really, really big day. Really talented player. Still 20, big, good blocker, and obviously has the athleticism to play in space and separate against defensive backs. So, really, really encouraging day from him, and definitely a big-time target for anybody who needs a tight end that is able to play in line at a high level and in space at a high level.